Coloradans are gathering tonight to raise money to support victims of the wildfires currently burning across Southern California. This is a live look inside the Roxy on Broadway in Denver. The owner of that restaurant and concert venue has a second location in California, a spot safe from the fires burning now, but she told us she couldn't just watch what was happening in LA and not do something to help.
I think when it comes down to it, this is a part of respect. We respect what they're going through, and we want to show them that we've got their back.
That benefit kicked off at 9. No cover. They just asked people to give what they could. CAL FIRE is currently fighting 6 fires across Los Angeles County, 5 of them being labeled major wildfires. So far, at least 11 people are known to have died. But first responders warn that that number will not be clear until it's safe for investigators to actually go into burned neighborhoods. Around 10,000 buildings are thought to be destroyed, and that is just the Palisades fire, which likely will make it the costliest fire in American history. More than 100,000 people are under evacuation orders tonight, with tens of thousands more under warnings ready to go. President Biden has approved a major disaster declaration for California.
The major disaster declaration for Mr. President was a game changer. In fact, you were able to do that within 36 hours. I don't know if there's another precedent in American history for disaster that was in the making, was unfolding, and for you to be there in real time and prescient as well. And it turns out that we're going to need all of that support.
California's governor is now calling for an independent investigation into what caused some hydrants to lose water pressure during the worst of this week's firefights. A CNN review of the response suggests it was a combination of factors that pushed the county's resources beyond their limits. Quick look at where those major wildfires stand tonight. Firefighters are keeping a close eye on the Palisades Fire, Eaton Fire, Kenneth Fire, Hearst Fire, and Lydia Fire. Together, they've burned more than 37,000 acres, more than 58 square miles. Firefighters have some sort of containment on each one. Back here at home, sunny skies returned to Colorado today as temperatures remained on the cooler side. Still some snow sticking around in places from earlier this week. In Denver, it's been the snowiest start to a winter in 13 years. We've seen 29.5 inches of snow so far this season. Corey Reppenhagen, when you get up high like that, it looks even more snow globy than it does down on the ground at times. But we have just kind of gotten some persistent snow in bunches this winter.
Yeah, it has been kind of odd where we'll get one half of the town will get some snow while the other half gets nothing. We've had several of those, not really any really good widespread storms. Our next widespread potential won't come until next weekend, but this storm that's rolling into the state right now will be very isolated here on the Front Range. We may not get any snow accumulation out of this at all, but you can see the snow coming in here through Utah and Wyoming right now. It'll be entering the state here within the next couple of hours here. Probably get some snow before midnight as you see it moving in there. And then we have that storm system that went through the other day here in the deep south, continuing to bring snow out into the east coast. So here are our alerts here on the Colorado area for this storm. Central mountains and northern mountains have a winter weather advisory for 4 to 10 inches of snow. Gusts could be 45 miles per hour. We also have a winter weather advisory to our east on the eastern plains for a wintry mix with ice accumulation expected there. The Front Range will likely stay in between these impacts with just a few snow flurries in between. I'll detail that coming up in the full forecast.
All right. Thank you, Corey. Tonight, 3 people are facing charges for the killing of a 16-year-old girl in Aurora. The shooting happened Tuesday morning, what police believe was a home invasion. They say 2 men entered an apartment on East Jewel, and after a struggle, they fired several shots. Audrina Arrington was struck and died at the hospital. Aurora police now have 3 people in custody for her killing: Cooper Miller, David Gunyon, and April Collingworth. They believe Collingworth planned the attack. Formal murder charges against all 3 are pending. A man charged in a crash that killed 2 CDOT workers and another person in Mesa County is waiving his preliminary hearing, basically saying prosecutors have the evidence to proceed. Patrick Stedden is accused of driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol when he drifted off Highway 6 near Grand Junction last September. The 59-year-old hit 2 CDOT workers, Nathan Jones and Trent Umberger. They were doing maintenance work. The passenger in Stedden's car, a woman, was also killed. His next hearing is now set for January 21st. TikTok might be on borrowed time. The Supreme Court's deciding whether to uphold the ruling by President Biden, who ordered the social media app to either sell to new owners without Chinese influence or shut down by January 19th. Supreme Court took up the topic again today, and 9 News reporter Colton Chavez is along to talk about the impact it would have on businesses if it is banned.
Kyle, you probably know this one. You heard the phrase, "I heard about it on TikTok." It's become pretty popular, but for one business in Denver, they say if you take that away, you aren't supporting small businesses. The recipe for success isn't made in the kitchen,
9 hours in the oven,
but consumed by viewers on TikTok.
It's like your neighbor telling you, go check this out. It is awesome. It's true. I've been there.
Toro Food Concepts in Denver says they first went viral on the app back in 2023.
So this is my first post.
Co-owner Giselle Campagna said one post changed everything.
Hey Denver, I'm hoping people see this.
I remember waking up that morning going, oh, what do I do? And so our story really began on TikTok.
Professor Darren Duber-Smith from the College of Business at MSU Denver says banning TikTok means a new direction for how America does business.
And what's happening is that we're going to start to look at who owns what. We're going to start, companies are starting to look at their supply chains. We're starting to look at a new world order of who we consider adversaries and who we consider partners. China is not considered a partner by any area of government.
But for small businesses,
they want to support small businesses, but overnight we're going to stop an economy. We're going to cut off a channel of communication with your local community.
Campagna says it's a community in Denver found through TikTok.
Local food influencers, jumping around, oh my gosh, here we are, and the coverage that we receive.
Professor Duber-Smith says banning the app won't be the end of the road for businesses.
If TikTok isn't available, I'm pretty sure 5 other products will emerge within a month or two.
An idea that Toro Food Concepts says is hard to swallow.
Like everything in life, we are beholden to what the government decides to do.
And there is no timetable for a ruling, but it is expected quickly since the Biden ban is set to take effect in 9 days. Colton Chavez, 9 News.
President-elect Donald Trump has been sentenced in his hush money case out of New York. With it, now a convicted felon, Trump becomes the first U.S. president to take office with a criminal conviction. Today, a judge in New York sentenced him to an unconditional discharge. I mean, Trump will not get prison time or any other punishment. He just goes. 9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson explained today why he believes that this sentencing is still meaningful.
Whenever there is a conviction, a sentence of some sort has to be imposed. New York law permits the imposition of what's called an unconditional release, and it's based on the theory that the individual, having been convicted of a felony, has suffered enough. That's the rationale behind the judge's sentence in the case of New York versus Donald Trump.
May, a jury convicted Trump on 34 counts of falsifying business records to reimburse a former lawyer for hush money payments made before the 2016 election to adult film star Stormy Daniels. She claims that she had an affair with Trump. He denies that. President Biden will deliver a farewell address to the nation on Wednesday from the Oval Office, 5 days before Trump's sworn in. Biden's remarks at 6 p.m. our time will be a last opportunity for him to speak to Americans in the world before he leaves office noon on January 20th. They'll follow a speech Monday at the State Department where Biden will deliver an address focused on foreign policy. Today, the White House press secretary told reporters that Biden would also take that time before America to reflect on his 50-plus years as a public official. Denver's Democratic District Attorney Beth McCann is preparing to end her term in office. She's the first woman to serve as DA in Denver, leaves office this week. Over the last 8 years, her office has faced various layers of criticism as she dealt with high-profile cases. Today, 9 News Investigates sat down with McCann to ask her about what she sees as her accomplishments, failures, and they talked repeat offenders and crime.
Denver's crime rate is a constant topic in the news about shootings in downtown, property crime, car thefts have been a huge issue over the last few years, fentanyl. Do you think your office has done enough?
We continue to work on these issues, and I think we have done a good job of addressing crime. Crime is actually down in Denver for the last 2 years. It's been going down, including violent crime.
You can watch the full 20-minute interview with DA McCann on 9news.com. Her last day in office is Sunday. So there is a dog from Colorado currently going viral online thanks to his unique job. He's an Uber co-pilot. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel introduces us to Bowie, the Uber dog.
Normally, I don't even have a leash on him. He just runs straight for the gate.
Coloradans are well known for their love of dogs.
Go play, go play.
Even on a brisk winter day.
Go get.
Kevin Furman makes time to get 3-year-old Bowie some exercise.
Bowie is probably the most spoiled dog on the planet. He has a good life, but he deserves it, you know?
When playtime is over and most of the dogs at this Broomfield park have to head home,
Come on, let's go.
Bowie's day
Let's go to work.
is just
Good
beginning.
boy, good boy.
The front seat of Kevin's Kia happens to be the front seat of his office, where the Uber driver had a crazy idea last year to bring Bowie along for the ride.
Colorado is such a dog-friendly place, so I knew people would like it. Instantly, it was a big hit. All my passengers loved it.
Kevin quickly realized the reactions from the back seat were pure gold, so he started posting them online.
You are so soft. Oh, wow.
We have an Uber dog.
Look at him. Hi there. Hi.
At first, the videos only got a few dozen views, but on an April night last year, they randomly took off.
The YouTube algorithm just randomly decided to pick it up, and it started getting tens of thousands of views overnight.
Bowie the Uber dog now has hundreds of thousands of followers, eager for the next video of people slobbering over Bowie.
Typical reaction is something like, "Oh my God."
The pair now spend most of their time driving near the CU campus in Boulder, where Bowie has become a bit of a celebrity.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if he knows that he's kind of famous.
Even in a state where most dogs are spoiled, few can say they get more attention than Bowie. In Broomfield, Evan Krugel, 9 News.
You can follow Bowie's adventures on most social media platforms. You just want to type in Uber Dog.